Let me. So we're going to continue developing that AI thing, uh, and today I did not prepare as much, so I think I'm going to take some of these streams as how I take product development. But keeping in mind I'm not working on it full time every day, so that means I need to take some time reminding myself of where I was and what we've done, and then continue from there. Do some planning, do some design, etc. So we'll go more into the details of today. Before we start, Apple announced a bunch of things, so no AI this time. But I kind of feel like I quite like it. So I'm using the new version already. I like living on the edge, and I cannot complain. I like it. I mean, Lux Polish is pretty slow at the moment. Actually, has fewer bugs than the previous version, in my opinion, than the previous stable version. And yeah, some interesting features coming. I like the design, and I'm quite excited to try the foundation models, so models that run on device. Although I've been told by someone, a good friend of mine, that the quality is not quite there yet. So maybe they're very, very small models to be seen, or maybe there's some level of control there, or it's also possible that during the betas they're not putting the final models. Although that would mean that developers can't really test or develop anything based on it. So we'll see. Okay, so on a different note as well, last stream I've done something different as a break, and it went quite well. And I've extended it since. So let's see, Brave. Oh, also let me do this. So if we go, there you go, Meme Machine, you can add, so it's not quite different. You can map, oh, what is this? Anyway, so probably some video I've posted to do a meme, calling it a meme machine. And then the idea is you can play...
Blowing my mind.
Yeah, blowing my mind, I guess. Yeah, that's it. You can also put some sound in the back and play. There you go.
Blowing my mind.
Anyway, yeah, it worked quite well. So just as a reminder, if you didn't watch last time, you can check this out. I can add links if anyone asks. But I was quite happy with how it went, mostly just using AI. And yeah, which plugs into the next thing, which is as part of that stream, I think, starting a project from start to end that worked and did exactly what I wanted. I think that's paired with what I've been doing at work as well and what we've been doing here. I think I'm starting to get more of a good framework on how to work with Cursor, at least for web applications, in terms of getting what I want most of the time. And more on that soon. But yeah, I think I'll probably need to do a video on how to create projects using Cursor in the most effective way, because it's not just asking what you want. I think there's some science to it that makes the results better. I'm feeling a bit restless today. I did not sleep well. Do I stand up? Maybe. Yeah, let's stand. Okay. And oh, you're going away. Bye-bye. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, I think one thing I'm starting to notice that is quite useful is to first, sometimes I want to code more than other times. Sometimes I feel like I need more control. Cursor, I feel, gives me the control on how deep I want to go. And the way we review code, the notepads, the way we define things, I think it's working quite well. Why was I saying this? Oh yeah, I was saying this because last time we did something from start to end, and I feel like I was surprised at the end with what came out, because I had a very clear idea of what I wanted. I did the design, which is important if you're developing with Cursor. Then I added that design to Cursor, iterated, but then there was a point where I had something that worked quite well, so I allowed Cursor to explore a little bit, and we did exploratory work, and I think that worked quite well. Okay, so today I'm going to keep that short. Let's move on to actually doing something. We need to get the product out there. We need to start making money at some point. So, and I want everyone to either contribute or see what it takes to get there. Sometimes, like today, if I'm honest, I'm in one of those days. My brain is not as engaged. I'm going to try and make it as fun as possible, but we'll see how it goes. The brain does not have a clear idea of what to do. So what have we done so far? We've set up our system to be able to receive emails and send replies. It also goes to some AI, goes to Claude to ask the question that was asked on the email. So it passes the email and the question. Well, just pass the email. The email includes the question. And so that end-to-end is working. We're using Pydantic AI, we're using Mailgun, and I think for now I'm happy as a prototype. So I think we've prototyped, and if I want to say, it probably took too long on this, but streaming and doing it obviously always adds a bit of a, I'm forgetting the words today. I told you, my brain is not engaged. Adds some overhead, yeah. So yeah, let's continue, but we need to move faster now. So today, it's not going to be the day though, but today, hopefully we get it set up for the next thing. By the end of today's session, I want to know a bit more what we will do next, what needs to happen for us to create a product out of this. I'm sure we'll forget lots of details, but at least getting a better idea. And for now, it's not necessarily a plan, it's just kind of dropping everything I can think of that we need to do, and then we'll create a plan, either offline or not. And yeah, and then we'll go from there. And then we won't deploy today, but next, so on Thursday, actually to be decided if I'm going to be streaming next on Thursday or Friday, because I have an event on Friday. So I might be going somewhere else on Thursday, we'll see. But sometime this week, we're probably going to push and get this live, or maybe next Tuesday, once we have a flow a bit better, and then create a landing page and etc. Okay, so we still need to read attachments, but I'm on purpose going to postpone that a little bit because we want to start using something more production code for parsing the emails. We do not want to be doing, unless we have to, we don't want to be doing all that code ourselves from scratch. Yeah, this is actually confirmed. Okay. Yeah, we definitely don't want to be doing that. So maybe Flanker already helps since it's made by Mailgun as well. So I would say to get started, unless someone comes in and has a different idea, we're going to be trying Flanker. I don't know how far we'll get. And then I'm going to actually use a timer today. And once the timer goes off, we're going to plan a little bit. So we'll go as far as possible with Flanker. If it doesn't work, we'll do some planning. And then we also account for the fact that Flanker didn't work within the time. So what time is this? So this is 5:45. Let's give it 20 minutes to get started. And then usually when the timer goes off, I'm still finishing something. So, I want like some 5 to 10 minutes to then completely finish it off. But we'll get as far as we go. Okay, so cursor. And maybe today, because my brain is not as engaged, I'm going to skip ahead a few things and just try and have like a faster flow. Also, what did I title this stream today? UX or email? Yeah, we want to think about UX as well, don't we? It's a problem with deciding titles before I know what I'm doing. Okay. So today, we're going to create better parsing code, design the initial UX, plan this plan prototype to production. Okay. It will be quite high level, but we'll see. We don't care about this. No. Okay. Before I forget, this is available online on my website, so you can go there, and then all the supports documentation at the end you can find. And I'll link. It should be linked already in the description, so you can follow along. Although this is always changing, so by the time you open, it might be different. Okay, we're done with this. Done. No more coffee time. Flanker. Okay, we got flanker. You know what? Yeah, my brain is not in the right place. Excalibur. Where is it? Excalibur. Ah, this was from last. Yeah, this is the design from the last one. How do you save? Yeah, there you go. We have to save it to disk. Meme. What meme? Meme machine. Save to file. Downloads. Okay. Okay, so now open. How do we start? How do we start a new one? What? Okay, you know what? We're going to go here. So we're going to put something here. So that AI thing UX. Is it like this? Yay. Okay, so we're going to do that. Yeah. Okay, so what we're planning is, so we've got something, we want to be able to receive emails, reply to emails, and then think of some cases. I don't want to go into a lot of edge cases for now. Our goal is to get something that works and it's basic, but there's still some things we will need to consider. And some of it will be influenced by how we plan to make money out of this, but okay. So what we're going to do here, I'm not very used to design in an Excalibur user experience for things that do not have a UI and are just emails. So we're learning together, so keep that in mind. So I guess, why is this black? Okay. So I guess we'll have a user. So we want, what do we want? We want to map out cases like it's the first message. It's a group. So we have a CC thing and it's sent as a CC to the bot, and where most of those people have never used the bot, for example, and then the case where they have. Actually, no, no, we're going to put all that to the side. So we're also not going to, so yeah, that's the thing. So the first thing we need to do, I guess, it's define the scope. So this is going to be the scope. Okay, so we're defining the UX for V0, where users can send an email to the bot, get a reply, sign up, and continue the conversation. Or start a new thread by sending a new email. Okay. users can. What can type? So users can send an email to the bot and get a reply. Sign up. Okay, sign up. Continue a conversation. Start a new thread by sending an email. Okay, so this is what we want to do. Cool. Let's group listing. Okay. Are we missing anything? Yes, we are. Payments. But only when we start getting users. So the idea here is that the users will have some amount of free usage, right? So until we get at least a few users, let's say that first month is free or whatever. Until we get a few users having used it for a month, we don't actually need payments, so we can implement the payments later, and it's potentially going to be simple since it's just a link that the user has to follow. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, maybe we don't even need the Excalibur. Should think about these things first, right? So, as I said before, today the brain is not working. I need to go back into sleeping mode again. Every so often I go into these modes. So, so if anyone wants to have a chat about something else, please. Otherwise, we're building that AI thing. So, email to AI, get the response, all via email, just sending something to an email, which is not running at the moment, but once it's running, it's this address for now. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. So first thing is we go email. Oh. Email. No, I'm not liking this. We'll come back here, but for now, I'm going to put this in the comments for a couple of reasons. The biggest one being that I want this to be available to everyone, and right now Excalibur would not be available to everyone. So let's go import information, goal. So we're going to go user experience for now. Let's keep it here. This is the scope. Oh. No. What have I done? Oh, my brain. Yeah. Okay, we got it here. So now we're going to do, so let's see. First email to what? So this is actually the sign up. We are not going to support CC'd people or group emails. But we have to design what happens in that case so that the user knows what's happening. Okay, so for now, I think this is tentative. We're going to tweak this, but any CC list sender will get a reply directly to the sender explaining that the email only works for a single person. But maybe the AI can answer some question. Okay. So the first email to what? So user sends an email directly to the bot. This could come from the landing page or anywhere they've seen the address, QR code, anything. Bot replies with a pre-made answer for the sign up, asking the user for name and explaining that it will answer the original query after. So we'll need to define what this means with a hard-coded user replies. So now this assumes sign up. Also here, this is where include link to terms and privacy. Okay, do that here. Assume sign up and accept the terms. We still need to create those terms. If the answer includes the name of the user or how they want to be treated, reply with a welcome message and the answer to their original query. Yeah, okay. So here is interesting because we're going to add a comment. Unless the user was only saying hello, in which case we only need to do the sign up. I actually don't know if the comments show on the web page. They do. Cool. Okay. Unless it's because it's me. Oh. Well, if anyone's online and can follow the notes link in the description, please check if you can see the comments or in the most up-to-date version. And if you have a chance, please just say yes or no. Even if you're doing this offline, it's fine. Okay, so we've got something. So this is going to be our sign up. So pretty simple. What's next? I mean, the cool thing about an application that is this simple is we don't have to design too much yet, right? So I've got this other case. User sends an email, or existing user sends an email. Okay. Bot replies to email. That's it. But here, obviously, let's add a bit more context. Okay, I'm trying to decide a couple of things. So I feel like attachments should only be on the paid version. So we might need to do something different there. Okay. Without attachments. Sorry. We're running out of time soon. Some ice cream van going around, so you might hear, or maybe not. Okay, bot replies to email. And user can continue the conversation in the same thread. New threads are new conversations, and for now we don't yet support memory, so we won't remember anything yet. We will at some point. Okay. So now, existing user sends an email with attachments. Oh, there you go. So our alarm is on. We should be planning how to make this a product. And today I think I'm going to keep it short because my brain is just not there. But I've noticed that I mean, I never know if the stats, if the YouTube stats are real time or not, but it sounds like some people came in and went out. So if anyone's watching, thanks for coming and for staying around for a little bit. And also, if you haven't subscribe, and you can see me build a product, an AI product from zero to some paid customer, hopefully. Well, a paid customer that is not myself or someone I know. So let's see. We've got a prototype already, so most of the loop is there. We're now going to move towards figuring out exactly what the product needs to have in the first version, how to make it production quality, deploy, etc. My current goal is that by the end, so we stream twice a week, about an hour each time, but we only have like useful like 40 minutes or so. So let's say within 2 weeks, I want to have something deployed. And that works and that anyone here on the stream can try. Usually when I leave it running, people can already try. I don't have it running right now. I need to come up with a QR code. Or maybe, well, you can just send to that email. Okay, let's just continue this in a moment, and no, let's continue this in a moment. For a moment, and then we'll go and get it running in case someone wants to try. I mean, it's not, yeah. Yeah, I apologize. Today, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe come back again either Thursday or Friday. Will be better if I sleep. Okay, so existing user sends email with attachments. So here now we're going to have two conditions. User has paid. So in this case, what we're going to do is we read the attachments and answer the query. Not we, bot reads the attachments and answers the query. We have a question here, which we'll need to answer at some point. I don't want to answer everything straight away, so we just need to progress. We just need to know more or less what we're doing, and then we'll figure out details as we go. What happens if the attachments are too large for the context? Okay. User hasn't paid yet. So in this case, probably wants to allow users to try it once at least. No, for now, no. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. Yeah, let's keep it simple. User receives a hard-coded email explaining that attachments are only available to paid users. But no, here comes one important detail, I think, which sometimes makes or breaks. We want the experience to be as seamless as possible. You just receive an email that you find interesting and want to know something about it, or some article you read or whatever, and then you just forward it to this bot, right? But one key point, one thing is that there are many emails that people send. For example, actually, let's think about this one case. You are sent a contract and you want to know if it is good, like if there's something you should pay attention to, and you want to keep it in the thread. And actually keeping it in email has many advantages. It's searchable, you can find content later, you can forward answers to other people. So I feel like email is just fits like perfectly to this use case. But many times you get sent contracts by some person, professional person, who has their like a company logo or something in the attachments. We don't want those attachments to trigger the, hey, only paid users can use this. And also, what if the email, like what if what you're asking does not require the attachments? So I don't yet know what the right answer will be, but we could maybe ask the user, okay, I can do the attachments without you paying. Here's the place where you can pay, or just tell me and just let me know a question I can answer without the attachment, something like that. And we also need a way to differentiate attachments that need reading from actual attachments with other data. I don't yet know how to do that. We'll need to figure out, but we're just planning, so we're not solving problems yet. Okay. So let's see. So user hasn't paid yet. User receives a hard-coded email explaining the attachments are only available to paid users. Okay. The bot, oh, no, not the bot. The user is given the option to continue the conversation in answering text only from then on. Okay. So what this means is that an email thread with more than one turn with attachments will only answer the text content. to the text content. Which reminds me of another case here. Existing user sends a reply to an existing thread with attachments. Okay. And also, yeah, I want to just type here like what if they just paid? Okay, we'll get there in a minute. Hasn't paid yet, so user receives a hard-coded email explaining that attachments are only available to paid users. Okay. The user is giving an option to continue the conversation in answering text only. From then on. A link to the payment service is provided. Okay. Do we need anything else here? I think we're good. Let me think. If anyone is watching live or offline, just leave a comment if you think of other cases. I think for now we're going to go with this. So what if they just paid? So keep that here. If unpaid user. So if unpaid user, continue replying to the text only queries and content. If paid user, or if user paid after the first message, this is now interesting because this is where good design will save us. I don't want to complicate yet, but what I'm thinking is that in the future, let's say we can look at the last thing you've done. If it was something with attachments, so there's like some pending answer and you just went to the link and you paid, now we should just answer straight away. If you continue the conversation for a little bit, or if this is like an older conversation and other conversations already existed, and then you paid, that's it. We shouldn't just immediately start replying to old conversations. For now, that is kind of logic that I don't want yet to complicate. So it could be that we just leave it to the user for now. So if they continue this conversation, so if they just paid after the first message, we're going to answer with the attachments if they are still available, unless the users tell us not to. Okay, I think for now this is okay. Getting a bit dense. User experience. So we're not going to do parsing code today. Okay, so usually what happens is I've now laid out more or less what I want to happen. And this is a bit like if we were building a UI. So this is over email, but it's similar. So we're going to go one by one and just go through all the features. So this is the easiest one. So we're going to do that first, obviously. But you can already see that to even be able to do this, we need to identify which users we already have versus the users that we don't. Ideally, unless we have a good reason to, which will be memory in the future if enabled by the user. Ideally, we want to keep it as private as possible. So we only want to store almost like a flag, like this is the email, we've seen it, basically, that's it. And also have the accepted or not the terms, which is basically just answering here. And how do they want to be treated? That's all we're going to store, no emails. We might store, obviously we want to log things. We need to be careful there because logs can contain too much information. We'll deal with that when the time comes. But we also want to be able to logs, just keep, maybe we want to know how many messages the user has sent and things like that, but we want to keep it simple. We also don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot by not keeping certain things that would be very important, and then we cannot do something after users starting using it. We also want to know if the user has paid, so that depends a lot on what payment service we're going to use. I'm going to be honest, never set up anything like that, so we're going to figure that out. I expect there will be something along the lines of they go to some URL, we'll keep it simple. We can send them the URL, it's branded, and once they pay, there's a webhook that gets triggered, so then we just save the information saying that the user has paid. And for our case, the IDs are the user emails. We also want to consider, this is actually very important, someone is spoofing someone else's email address. I need to read more on the protocol. What did I do? Okay. I need to read more on the protocol, but for now, I think the way around it, especially because we don't support CC threads, we reply directly to the email address that we know in the database, and that should be routed to the right place by the server. So what we cannot do, likely, make sure we're not replying to a fake email. One thing that we already started doing is that we already have verification for the emails that we send, so we already have a signature there, and then we want to probably do the same for the emails being returned. Most services like Gmail, etc., will have some level of identity verification, so we can use that. But I need to learn more about it, so I need to read more. So here, how do I call out? Right? Read more about the protocol. There you go. Okay, so we've got a good design. Next time we're just going to start one by one. We're going to start with the simple one, but we also want to parse it better. So the first use case will obviously be the one that takes the longest to make because we need to set up lots of things. And then once we have this one, then I think what we're going to do is like, we're going to just be ignoring attachments. We also need to use a... figure out how to distinguish between attachments that matter to the answer and just random images or logos sent. Yeah, let's give it. Ignore any images that can be used to tracking opening emails. Don't know how to do this yet. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to go soon. Today, again, I was a bit tired, so we managed to get the use cases. For now, we're going to call it done. Design the initial, yeah, 0 UI. Okay. So, what do we need to do? Do I want to do the plan now? We want to parse emails with flanker, clean up code. Yeah. Structure the application ready for Dockerized deployment. Actually, yeah, we want to get it ready, but not necessarily deployed. Implement the V0 use cases one by one. I'm not going to list them again here. Queue the webhook. Yep, we need this. We're going to probably start with RQ. So where's the address of this thing? RQ Redis. Okay, RQ it is. Yeah, this should be pretty simple. So here, likely logfire, careful with private data. Otherwise, we'll search for something else if that doesn't work well. But because we're using Pydantic, this would work quite well. Yeah, create a test set of emails, request bodies. We're going to leave that to the end for now, but this is useful. Actually, yeah. Explain text stack here. Yeah, for now, I'm going to take this out because it's not part of the product. Import large attachments for now. Ignore large attachment. Oh, yeah. Oh, what have I done? I'm not sure if I know what I've done, but yeah. Ignore large attachments for now. Actually, I want to keep this information, but yeah, we're going to move this here. There you go. QQQ, done, create a test set. So then ignore useless attachments, or let's call it better attachments. Load larger attachments. Yeah, and then we can do lots of things at some point. Actually, another thing that email could be good for is like deep research kind of thing. Although you probably want to see what's happening. So yeah, we don't know yet. We'll figure it out as we go. For now, we need the basic case, which is this. Okay. So path to v0. Oh, I've not been keeping the log up to date. Let's you know what I do usually when that happens? Archived. That's it. Notes. Don't forget to check the signature. It's coming from the right place. Yeah. Change. Okay. Ignore CC's. Put one user directly. But very important. Never reply. Oh, there you go. Okay. Deploy. Why is it not task? No. To do. Deploy to railway app. I think for now I'm going to use that, but we'll see. Railway. Good to keep the links around. Okay, there you go. So log fire. Okay, I think we're getting there. So this will be useful. Will be useful to test the various types of attachments and content. Yeah. I'll also build over time as you discover new cases and new email formats. Okay, and also around here, yeah, no, with attachments. Around here, it doesn't need to be exactly this order, to be honest, but create a landing page and start. Okay. Oh, create landing page. Start publicizing the waiting list or something. I'm not sure if I like the idea of the waiting list, but definitely 100% not creating it until we've got some of the cases running. Okay, I think we've got kind of a plan. So now, what do we want? We want to do this next time. Might take some time because, or maybe not, but like do this next time and maybe even this. Get started immediately on this as soon as we parse the email correctly. So this then, so hopefully by the end of next week, we've got some of the use cases and a good parsing going on. Then we create the landing page. So then the week after we create the landing page, we finalize some of the cases and we deploy. Feels not very realistic. Telemetry and everything else, and yeah. Okay, so realistically, I feel like we probably need 6 more sessions. And if anyone's watching this video, or if anyone's watching this and feels like some parts of the plan are more interesting than others, please let me know, because I think what might happen is over the weekend or something, one weekend, not this one, I'll just get going with some of the cases, or like some stuff that is a bit boring. Like maybe even these first two are a bit boring. So if I can get that done offline, then we can look into the actual cases, or maybe it's the other way around. We're just doing the cases a bit like just almost like a checkbox. They should be easy once the production code is there and things have the right structure. It should be easy. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going today. So it was pretty slow, more chill. This is one thing, like if anyone's watching offline or not, please subscribe and join in next time, because these days actually I think what would be cool is to just have a chat while we're looking through these things. And also, I just said it might take a bit longer than I wanted, but in between some of these steps, I want to do other streams that have a different topic, just some random experiment. And maybe more like a creative coding or something like that. Yeah, okay, so today, what did we do? So or actually just catching up, we're building an email service, a smart email service, where anyone can just send emails to this bot once it's on. I can run it on my machine, but it's not on right now. So anyone can send an email to this bot. That's all it takes to sign up. Well, you answer one question, that's it, your email, your name. And then you can send contracts you received and ask questions about it. You can send things you want to bookmark for later, maybe. For now, obviously, there's no memory, so but you can ask questions, etc. And the answers are all searchable, because most clients will allow you to search the content of the emails. You can continue in the thread as well. You can process attachments, which is something that I haven't seen any of the others do. And one of the main advantages, right now I actually don't know of any alternative that parses attachments, but even if there was, so far I've only seen cases where you have to link the email account to the service, and I feel like that's a bit too much access. I want to be able to choose what the AI sees. So I think this is going to be good. Keeps privacy a bit more preserved. Okay, and then, so we're building something. You can send an email, get some reply. That's the basic thing. Over time, we want to also expand to be able to have multiple people interacting with each other in an email thread without replying all. And so we've got already the receive email, the send reply, and parse it with the AI, but it's all prototype code. We're going to be now creating a product out of this. So from now on, we're going to be like making the code a bit better. And I'm sure I'll have some false starts, but I want to learn together and kind of have this journey where we just go from where we are right now and we get someone paying, and we're going to do it live. Okay, so that's it. So I think it's going to be interesting. And if it's not, well, it will be done. So that's all I can say. In the beginning of the year, I promised that you would either watch a failure or some success, but you will watch something. So that is happening. And yeah. So, and today we did the use cases we want to support for V0. And then we'll think more. I mean, hopefully more people will join and come up with some ideas. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Time to have dinner. Okay, let's go here. Yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.